So here's a small update on the 33 long planted tank. So like I said in the previous video, this filter here on the right side, I was having trouble with working. Well, today I just said screw this, and I went out to Petco. I picked up another AquaClear 50 filter. So I brought it home, and I thought maybe I'll jostle around the motor parts and the propeller parts, and somehow playing around with it, I got it going. So I was like, okay, that's good. So I'm actually just gonna take the brand new AquaClear 50 back to the store because I don't need it. So, but I think this tank will do much better with 2 filters on it. Forgive my son in the background; he's making some noises. That's what toddlers would do. So I said last week on Saturday, I think it was, I added 12 golden white cloud minnows and from Petco, and it's pretty much been a week, and they're all still alive. Pretty cool fish. I still got all these pots of crypts that I bought the day after last week, after I went to Petco and got the white clouds. I don't do so much in the tank all the time, so I like to leave them in there when I get crypts. I find that it kind of helps with crypt melt a little bit. So after a little bit of time, I'll end up taking them out and spreading them out and planting them in the substrate. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I have to do a water change, actually, probably over this weekend, so I figured over the water change, I'll probably pull them out of the pots and plant them out and spread them around a little bit. I love crypts, though. They look so cool. They're so easy, and they're pretty easy to grow. So, which is good for me, because I've had a hard time with plants. Not much else is new other than that. I'm having some dieback in this Madagascar lace plant, which from my experience is normal. So you see that one leaf is dead, decayed. I gotta get that out of there, clip that off. But I believe I do have some new growth, it looks like. You see that little leaf there that looks like new growth. I've heard supposedly that Madagascar lace plants are really difficult to grow and really demanding, I guess you would call it. In my experience, though, they've always grown pretty well for me. I would just essentially toss them in the tank and they would grow. I used to have one a long time ago that had a big flower stalk on it, so that was pretty cool. I'd like to get more of them, but they're really hard to find, especially right now with the pandemic going on and all that, so they can be kind of pricey too. I think this one was $20 for one plant. It's a little shot of some of the golden white clouds. Really cool fish, though. I just wish they were. I know they're schooling slash I can't talk. I'm sorry. Schooling slash shoaling fish, but they're not really the tightest group, you know, when it comes to that. They kind of spread out and do their thing. They'll kind of break up into little groups and spread around, see, like this group here. And that's been my past experience with white clouds, which is fine. Kind of the same thing with guppies. They'll school from time to time. They're kind of broken up for the most part. I'm still debating about whether I should maybe take out the white clouds and possibly do an all guppy tank, just because I think that would look cool, look a little more natural. But I like the white clouds. They look nice. I like their colors. So even though they're more of a cooler water fish, but they're really hardy from my experience. Like I said, they're pretty easy to take care of. I got them from Petco, you know, where my past experience I've had fish pretty much die from for the most part, and these have all lived. So this Rotella indica isn't really doing much so far. I got some Seachem Flourish root tabs that I got. Once I get everything in place where I kind of want it to be, I'm going to kind of stick them in the substrate and see if it'll help. So, I don't think there's really any new growth on it yet. It's looking kind of laggy, I guess you'd say. I love these guppies. I do kind of wish I had a fish that was more of a tight group schooling fish, which I think is always cool. Like your rummy nose tetras, say, for example. Those are so hard to come by, though, and they're really finicky. They can be kind of sensitive. So, like I said in a previous video, I always kind of like keeping neons, which they can be kind of sensitive too, but not like to the degree that rummy nose tetras are. So, or cardinal tetras or something like that. You do tend to sometimes have a die off here and there. So, actually, in my old 55-gallon tank years ago, where I had mostly neon tetras, I found, for some reason, once they're established in the tank... What, Buggy? Once they're established in the tank, for some reason, if you have one or two that dies, they'll all start quickly dying. I'm not... Probably something to do with polluting the water if you don't find a dead body, I would assume. So... Recently, we tried to look at a house for purchase. It didn't work out, but it had a basement in it, and it was a huge basement. I was like, man, this would be so cool. I could have a display tank in the living room and a whole bunch of tanks maybe in the basement. I was kind of thinking maybe doing some kind of 33 long setup. I'm not really sure entirely how I'd like to do it. If I ever had the chance to do something like that, I would definitely like to have some kind of 4-foot tank in the living room as a display tank. Whether it's just 33 long, or 40 long, or 55, or bigger, or something like that. And then have some kind of gigantic tank in the basement. Maybe like a 75, or a 90 gallon, or maybe a 125, or something like that. And then maybe a couple other tanks here and there, just to try something different. I would love to have a dedicated shrimp tank, which obviously this is not, but I like some eyeball sized tanks. I wouldn't mind having like a 30-gallon breeder, try something different, but we don't have any room here for that. So one day, that's the dream, hopefully. I was thinking it'd be pretty cool, since they have the $1 per gallon sale right now, to have a whole bunch of 55 set up, like some double racks, double stands, have a 55 on top and bottom. That would be awesome. Maybe do like a planted shrimp tank, maybe do a cichlid tank, another planted shrimp tank with different fish. I'm sorry, a planted tank with different fish. I don't know, but well, that's about all that's going on. So I'm hoping to find some more background plants sometime. I'm not sure. I'd like to try out maybe a few Amazon swords again, even though I've never really had luck with those. So maybe a few Amazon swords, maybe some easy stem plants like water sprite or water wisteria. I wouldn't mind trying some crit spiralis, just to have something tall in the background to give it a little depth. I would totally fill the background with a ton of Madagascar lace plants, but like I said, they're so hard to find. So tried eBay, can't find them on there. Alright, I think that's it. Everyone stay safe out there.